At the beginning of the night, I would have pegged her as the odds-on favorite to win.
You never know, sir.
And then there were two. Iris, I would like for you to sit across from Lucas, if you would, please. Thank you. We're in the final stretch now. Now, before we begin the final round, I'd like to say a few words, if I may. I know that this evening has been difficult for all of us, really, but it has also been one for the books. And I speak not only for myself, but for Bevins and his staff and the entire Lambrick family when I say, well played, both of you. Personally, I'd be happy if either one of you won. Truly. To the final round, then. Now, in all likelihood, the game will end with the very first question in this round. We have found that the player who goes first in the final round has a decided advantage. Therefore, we will flip a coin. Bevins. Heads, Iris. Tails, Lucas. Bevins, if you would, please. Heads, it is. Iris, you're up. The final question. Would you rather A, end the game right now, with you and Lucas free to leave, empty-handed, but alive? Or B, with this dueling pistol with a single round in its chamber? Eliminate Lucas, claim victory, and salvation for your brother. Which?
Iris. Iris. It's over. We're done. We can go home. Iris, I never told you why I came here tonight. I think you should hear it, okay? I think we have some things in common. You're here for someone else, right? Your brother. I bet you'd do anything for him. I know exactly how you feel. I have 3 sisters.
Make no mistake about who and what you're dealing with. What's up, you guys? Plymouth Fury here for Shakehouse Circus News, Shakehouse Circus Radio. Alright, I haven't read this yet, but I was over in Stoney's chatting with Stoney's Angels. They were talking about, one of them was brought to my attention, and because I don't watch mainstream news, it was slipped under my radar, and I don't know if it's fake or not because I didn't hear about it, but I don't watch the news, but I have other sources for quote-unquote news. And so I went looking around, and the first thing I came across was this: Trudeau plans on invoking the Emergencies Act. No, I haven't read this, but I'm going to read this, and I'm going to read some of the responses. Looks like the whole Freedom Trucker thing was a government-run operation from day one in order to give Trudeau the pretext he needed for martial law, which wouldn't surprise me in the least. There's the link here. We'll get to that in a minute. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has told his caucus he will invoke the never-before-used Emergencies Act to give the federal government extra powers to handle the protests across the country, according to sources. You cats, knock it off. Get out of here. You see I'm doing a broadcast. Sorry about that, weirdos. Alright, so I have a... Oh, and look, Rudis, Sidder, backwards, whatever, says he did call all Canadians terrorists. Now it's time to make them pay dearly. I don't know what is going on here. I'm looking at a loop for two. These cats are killing each other. I don't know what's going on over there, but anyways. Let's have a look at this. Federal government invokes Emergencies Act for first time ever in response to protests and blockades. Emergency, get out of my face, you stupid. Act grants cabinet ability to take special temporary measures that may not be appropriate in normal times. You're a... This guy's a frickin'... Canadian Party is question for reporters. Unbelievable. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says he's invoking the Emergencies Act for the first time in Canada's history to give the federal government temporary powers to handle ongoing blockades and protests against pandemic restrictions. It is now clear that there are serious challenges to law enforcement's ability to effectively enforce the law, Trudeau told a news conference Monday afternoon. It is no longer a lawful protest at a disagreement over government policy. It is now an illegal occupation. It's time for the people to go home. You go. Anyways, Trudeau said the measures will be geographically targeted and reasonable and proportionate to the threats they are meant to address. The unprecedented deployment of the Emergencies Act gives police more tools to restore order in places where public assemblies constitute illegal and dangerous activities, such as blockades and occupations, he said. Trudeau said the act also will enable the RCMP to enforce municipal bylaws and provincial offenses where required. This is about keeping Canadians safe, protecting people's jobs, and restoring confidence in our institutions, he said. If I may editorialize for a bit, no. This is exactly what the trucker protest is about. What you're about, Turdo, is the opposite. And since I'm Canadian, I'm allowed to call you that, you blackface-wearing piece of dog poo. See, I didn't swear. Watch Trudeau announces he will invoke the... Okay, here's the video. We gotta watch this. What do you say? Let's give her a day in court. Alright, well, I think the mic is on. Yeah, the mic's so well. Of course the mic is on, but we'll do it through the TV set speakers. Fuck it. I don't feel like farting around. Up was where I was.
Here's how the measures we're taking today will help get the situation under control. The police will be given more tools to restore order in places where public assemblies can constitute illegal and dangerous activities, such as blockades and occupations as seen in Ottawa, the Ambassador Bridge, and elsewhere. These tools...
Look at that chick in the back. Yeah, nodding. I don't...
and dangerous activities, such as blockades and occupations as seen in Ottawa, the Ambassador Bridge, and elsewhere. These tools include strengthening their ability to impose fines or imprisonment. The government will designate, secure, and protect places and infrastructure that are critical to our economy and people's jobs, including border crossings and airports. We cannot and will not allow illegal and dangerous activities to continue. The Emergencies Act will also allow the government to make sure essential services are rendered, for example, in order to tow vehicles blocking roads. In addition, financial institutions will be authorized or directed to render essential services to help address the situation, including by regulating and prohibiting the use of property to fund or support illegal blockades. And finally, will enable the RCMP to enforce municipal bylaws and provincial offenses where required. This is what the Emergencies Act does.
You are a retard, sir. This is what Emergency Act does. Are you for? What? Oh my God. Everything you just said, buddy, is the exact opposite of your policies. Your policies have destroyed the infrastructure, have destroyed access to services, and what kind of mealy-mouthed bull crap was that exactly? The government is also designating and securing critical areas such as border crossings and airports. Invoking the Act will also allow the government to make sure that essential services such as towing services to remove trucks are rendered. They would put that in there. Remove trucks. Why would they write that? Specifically trucks. Essential services, towing trucks. Yeah, that's essential. Ooh, keep your emotions in check, Plymouth Fury. Keep your emotions in check. Massive financial implications. The federal government is also going after financial support for illegal activity associated with the convoy protest. There's nothing about the convoy protest that's illegal. Let's just get that out in the open and get that right. Convoy organizers have raised millions of dollars. They raised money first through the GoFundMe crowdfunding site. When GoFundMe shut the fundraising campaign down, organizers pivoted to the Christian crowdfunding site GiveSendGo. Finance Minister Chrystia Freeland said that under the Emergencies Act, crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use must register with the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada, FINTRAC. FINTRAC sounds like a death metal group. The National Financial Intelligence Agency. They must also report large and suspicious transactions to FINTRAC. Watch crowdfunding platforms must now register with FINTRAC. Oh, let's watch that for sure. Why not? It's not like we got anything else better to do. Let's hear what you
As part of invoking the Emergencies Act, we are announcing the following immediate actions. First, we are broadening the scope of Canada's anti-money laundering and terrorist financing rules that they cover crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use. These changes cover all forms of transactions, including digital assets, such as cryptocurrencies. The illegal blockades have highlighted the fact that crowdfunding platforms and some of the payment service providers they use are not fully captured under the Proceeds of Crime and Terrorist Financing Act. Our banks and financial institutions are already obligated to report to the Financial Transactions and Reports Analysis Centre of Canada, or FINTRAC. As of today, all crowdfunding platforms and the payment service providers they use must register with FINTRAC, and they must report large and suspicious transactions to FINTRAC. This will help mitigate the risk that these platforms receive illicit funds, increase the quality and quantity of intelligence received by FINTRAC, and make more information available to support investigations by law enforcement into these illegal blockades.
The blockades are not illegal. What you're doing to us is illegal, lady. Like, these people are living under a rock if they think that they're going to get away with any of this. Are you crazy? Lady, Miss Deputy Prime Minister, okay, so you gotta go. This clown over here has gotta go. Sitting there with a diety on your face like a frickin' idiot. Well, I can't help but editorialize this. I'm from Canada. You guys are batshit crazy. I don't think we have to repeat that drivel. Canadian financial institutions can now temporarily cease providing financial services if the institution suspects an account is being used to further the illegal blockades and occupations, said Freeland. Your name is an oxymoron, lady. Are you shitting me? This order covers both personal and corporate accounts, she said. Measures still subject to Charter of Rights. The Emergencies Act, which replaced the War Measures Act in the 1980s, defines a national emergency as a temporary, urgent, and critical situation that seriously endangers the lives, health, or safety of Canadians and is of such proportions or nature as to exceed the capacity or authority of a province to deal with it. What in the hell about this whole thing? Look at this. You're trying to tell me, no, what seriously endangers the lives, health, or safety of Canadians, and all this, okay, is your freaking vaccine mandates and your lockdowns and your face masks, which regurgitate your CO2 into your freaking lungs and cause mushrooms to grow on them. You people are psychopaths. You're batshit crazy. Alright? Everything in this article is the exact opposite. It's like I've been saying for years. Everything is upside down and backwards. Welcome to the Great Upside Down. You thought that TV series was bullshit? No, we're in it right now. They done opened the portal to the pit. Everything is upside down. What they're saying is mealy-mouthed bullshit. They basically just said, again, as they always do, that we're doing what they're doing. But they're doing it. We're not doing it. They're doing it. What we're doing is a result of what they're doing, which is exactly what they just described. They're guilty of this, not us. Out of their minds. Out of their freaking mind. I digress, man. I gotta stop it because I'm about to lose it. Plymouth Fury out. No, not having this. This is something that's going to explode. I don't see this ending well. If he goes through with this like an idiot, his track record speaks for itself. I don't expect him to do anything less. If he goes through with this, it's not going to end well. For him, anyway. For us, we're good. Plymouth Fury out.
This is yours. There should be enough in there to cover any debts that your parents left behind you, plus enough for you to go back to school. We had previously located a suitable donor in Romania. Arrangements are already being made as we speak, and your brother will be undergoing the procedure before the week is out. You see? We keep our word. I believe a thank you is in order.
Thank you, Mr. Lambert.
Oh, please. No. Call me Shep.